I think that Elisabeth inherited the kind of zest for life that her father had, the energy that her father had. I was interested in reading through her papers and her diaries, how when they were traveling abroad in the 1880s, Alice and Mama always sort of stayed back. They went shopping, they stayed in the hotel, whatever. But Elisabeth and her father walked the hilly streets, you know, in Italy, or got on donkeys and went to the across the desert. She was a very independent lady, even at a young age. I mean, she was admitted to Bryn Mawr and decided not to go. I think she just treasured the opportunity to travel. I didn't know who Elisabeth Gilman was until I was doing some research in the Hopkins archives. And I found this name Elisabeth Gilman. I thought, well, I wonder who that is. And they rolled out a whole truckload of boxes, and she had given all of her papers to Hopkins in the 40s. It started with her church, really. She went to Old St. Paul's Church in Baltimore, happened to live next to the rector when she was a little girl and got to know him. And the church had an outreach program. They called it the Guild House in southwest Baltimore. And they put on all kinds of programs for adults and children, things in health issues, dealing with health, how to handle health issues, nutrition, athletics and sports, teaching little girls how to sew, all these kinds of things. And so she put her toe in the water through the Guild House movement of Old St. Paul's Church. And then the charitable organization society that her father got her interested in. And so she really was in social work pretty much up until about 1915, 1916. She was trying to carry on the social commitments of her parents, and they had died in 1908 and 1910. And so she felt a need to carry on these social commitments in Baltimore City. She also was doing social work, and she was kind of wondering what was next. And so she went to what was called a church conference in Boston, and she met a woman named Vida Scudder. And Vida Scudder was an Episcopalian activist like Elisabeth was. She was a professor at Wellesley, and she was a socialist. And Elisabeth said she spoke about religion from the socialist point of view. And that kind of turned her on to the idea of socialism. And later in life, Elisabeth would say that her calling for socialism was really religious. It was based on the charitable works of the church and that sort of thing. It wasn't a liberal issue that she didn't touch and support and cajole people to support.